sunshine. How are you all doing out there today? I'm Michelle the Introvert, and today I'd like to talk to you about making some homemade yogurt. In the past few months, I have been requested by several viewers asking me if I could show you all how I make homemade yogurt. Now in the mornings, my son Joshua, he likes to have yogurt for breakfast for most mornings. So it's far cheaper for me to make yogurt for the household and for Joshua than it is for me to buy yogurt at the store. So I'll take you through the steps, my friends, on how to make homemade yogurt. One of the main ingredients in making homemade yogurt is lemons. And I have some lemons here. Now, as you see, there's some frost on there. But that's because I've taken these out of the freezer. Yes, you can make homemade yogurt after freezing some lemons. I went to the store one day and they had a big bag of lemons on sale, and I thought, I wonder if you can make homemade yogurt with lemons after they've been frozen. Yes, you can, because I've tried. So all I have to do is thaw these out. Give these a little bit of time to thaw out, and then I can start to make the yogurt. But you can always use fresh lemons too. That's the way that I started. That works perfectly well as well. So it's nice that you can go both ways. You can use fresh lemons or lemons that have been frozen. And before I put these in the freezer, I washed them really well and I just cut them in half. So today you'll need like a whole lemon, and I've got these cut in half already, so it's an easy step already. Here are my frozen lemons that I'm going to use today. So I'm going to set those aside for a little while. Here's my bag of frozen lemons. I'm going to put that back in the freezer. To make homemade yogurt, you're going to need a thermometer. And this particular type of thermometer you can use when cooking meat. You can use when making yogurt. And it's very easy to use. It's a digital thermometer. You'll need a measuring cup, some milk, and a Dutch oven and a towel. My lemons are all thawed out. See, no frost on them whatsoever. And I'm going to look at these just to see if there's any seeds in them. So that's my next step, is just to take out any seeds that are in these lemons. I took a look for some seeds and I didn't see any in those lemons. If they show up later on, that's okay. It's not a problem whatsoever, but it's just easier to do that at the beginning. So now that I'm over by my stove, I have my Dutch oven and I'm going to put this on medium in just a minute. Put the burner on medium. I filled this measuring cup to 2 cups. So this is what I'm going to put in the Dutch oven right now. And then I turn the stove on to medium. Make sure I get the right burner, right? Okay, so it's on medium. And I have to keep a close watch on it. Now it's time to turn this digital thermometer on. I have it on Fahrenheit is what I use for the measuring of the temperature. So let me just grab my glasses here. These thermometers are really, really easy to use. See, it just has an on-off button here. And then this here button at the bottom, this tells you can switch it to Fahrenheit or to Celsius. And today I'm just going to use Fahrenheit. So the idea here is to measure the milk as the temperature goes up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. You can see the light bulb, the reflection of the light bulb in there. That's all right. Okay, so I'm just stirring this a little tiny bit. It's still quite cold. That milk is still quite cold. And while we're here, I'll show you this thermometer here. Just how easy this is to read this. Okay, there's the on off button there. You can see the Celsius and Fahrenheit on this side. So I'll turn this on so you can see. Very easy to read. And I'll put this in the milk just so you can get an idea of the temperature. There's not a lot of milk in there right now. But you can read the temperature going up. So every few minutes I check on the milk, just because I don't want it to burn or scald. And I just keep using that thermometer to keep an eye on it. And of course I stir frequently. You can see that the milk is starting to steam a little bit. So I'm just giving it another stir. And my thermometer, let's get that put in there. Okay, just to check the temperature. Okay, you can see it going up. So when it gets to 200, I'll turn the burner off. I did turn the temperature on the stove just a little bit past medium. On the dial, it would be between medium and the number 6. So it's about halfway between that. So it's a little bit higher of a temperature, just to bring the temperature up of the milk a little quicker without scalding it. Now I'm going to check the temperature again, see where we're at. Okay. See how things are going here. Okay, you can see we're getting, well, we hit the 200, didn't we? We hit the 200. So I'm going to just quickly take this off and turn this stove off here. Give this a stir. Double check the temperature. Just a sec here. Turn that back on. Excuse my arm if it's in the way. So it was a little bit over 200, which is fine. We just don't want it to be too high. Okay, the temperature is back down. The idea now is to just get it warm to the touch, about 112 degrees Fahrenheit to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Then I'm going to pour some of the milk, not all of it, but some of it in this bowl. And then I take my lemons, which I have here, and I squeeze some of the juice from the lemons into this bowl with the milk. And there's some lemon juice in this container, you can see that. That can also go in this bowl as well. And then I whisk it all up. This first stage that we're working on right now is actually referred to as yogurt starter. So this is how you would start your yogurt. And there's actually a second phase that we go into once the yogurt starter is established. The milk is at about 124 degrees Fahrenheit, so I'm just going to pour a little bit of it in here. And there's still some left in the pot, as you can see. Just going to set that down here. And these lemons here, just going to give them a squeeze. Squeeze out the lemon juice. Now I'm going to get the other half right here. Squeeze the lemon juice. Just do what you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then the lemon juice that's in this container, whoops, I'll just pour in there like that. We're going to keep these lemons, so don't throw them out. And we'll just whisk this up. Now, while I'm whisking this, I'm going to turn on the light in my oven. I'm not going to turn the oven on. I'm just going to turn the light on that's inside the oven, because we need the warmth of that light bulb that's in the oven. Okay, I turned it on. And you can see that the lemon juice is mixed in there pretty good. So now, what do we do? What do we do? Well, let's see. This pot, let's see how hot it is on the bottom. That's not bad at all, actually. It's not going to burn my countertop. Okay, so we're pouring this in. And then what do we do next? We take these lemons. Usually I take one of the lemons and put it down like this into the milk. And the other lemon, the other half, I just put it on its side. So they can sit in there like that. Then I put the cover on. And this is where my towel comes in. I've got to wrap this whole thing up in a towel. The light bulb is on in my oven. I don't know if you can see that very well or not, but the light bulb is on. Of course, the oven is not on. We just need that light bulb on to keep a moderate, steady temperature, just a warm temperature. And this is where my Dutch oven is. It's in this towel all wrapped up, snug as a bug in a rug. And this here, guess what? This goes into the oven. And there it is in the oven by the light bulb. And of course I won't be cooking or baking anything in the oven tonight. The oven is completely reserved for the yogurt. So I'm going to close the oven door and then check on it first thing in the morning. So tomorrow morning the yogurt starter will be complete. And then we can enter into phase 2 of the yogurt making. So, I'll see you all in the morning. Nighty-night, little yogurt starter. Nighty-night. Good morning. Wakey, wakey. It's coffee time. And it's also time to check on the yogurt starter. So let's go take that out of the oven. First, I'm going to turn the light bulb off. That's in the oven, and then we'll just take this out. Take this right out, using both hands. Oh, there we go. All right, and there it is. It's nice and warm too. There we go. All right, let's take a look at the yogurt starter here. We'll take all this off so you can see what it looks like inside. I'll turn it around a bit. You can see the lemons in there, and you can see a liquid, and that's normal. That's normal. Take this off. I have a bowl that I can put the lemons in, and my hands are clean. Put that in there. That in there. And now we're going to drain that liquid out. Alright, so I'm going to move these here. And I'm going to do a little bit of a switcheroo here. Give me one sec. Gotta just readjust things. Move the towel. Replace it with the bowl. And also one of these here goes on top. And now I'm just going to pour this in. And I'll get a spoon too. See, there's a little bit left in the bowl there. So I'm going to scrape that out. Just like so. Okay, just like that. Very easy. And then lift this up. You can see the liquid draining a bit in there. Just for a minute or so. Yeah, that's pretty good. Looks good. I'll show you a bit of the texture here with the spoon. That looks good. Just like that. So what I'm going to do is pour this back into the Dutch oven pot here. I'll scrape that out. Get as much as we can. Save as much as we can. There. Move this out of the way. And let you take a look at that. The next thing I'm going to do is take the yogurt starter that's in the Dutch oven pot and put it in a container with a cover. And this is going to spend a few hours in the fridge. I'll work again with the yogurt starter later this afternoon, but in the meantime I'm going to get this Dutch oven pot all cleaned up because I'm going to need it for this afternoon. Here it is. So it's going to spend some time in the fridge, and I'll see you all this afternoon if that's okay. It's the afternoon, and now we'll start phase 2 of yogurt making. I have my clean Dutch oven ready to go. I have my digital thermometer. It's been cleaned and it's ready to go. Over there I have 8 cups of milk because that's for about a week to 10 days. A week's worth of yogurt to 10 days worth of yogurt. And I have a clean towel. If you notice a little sound in the back, I just put the tea kettle on for Joshua because he's going to have his tea. He just got up from his rest. So we're going to start by pouring in the 8 cups of milk. You're going to notice that the following steps is very, very similar, but pretty much follows the same pattern as the first steps we took in making yogurt starter. So it's very easy and straightforward. I'm going to turn this on to between medium and number 6 on the stove so that the burner comes on. I have my spoon on the ready and I'm going to stir this. And what we need to do is bring this milk up to the temperature of 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Still stirring, and I'll check the digital thermometer here just to check out the temperature. It's in Fahrenheit. I know that we're not close to 200 quite yet. 146, 148 and still climbing. So we have a ways to go till we get to 200. So I'm going to keep stirring. Turn that off. I'm going to keep stirring this so it doesn't burn. And when it gets very, very close to 200, I'll bring you back. We're getting pretty close. Once it gets to 200, there it is, 200. So I'll take this out, turn the stove off, and move the Dutch oven to the back burner. So now what we do is let the temperature of the milk drop. The front burner is now really cooled down, so I move the pot closer to the front. And the digital thermometer is reading 125 degrees Fahrenheit. So now we're going to go on to the next step. Recognize this container? That's right, it has the yogurt starter in it. So I'm going to empty out all of this yogurt starter into this bowl. Once I have the yogurt starter in the bowl, I'm going to pour in some of the milk that is in the Dutch oven. I'm not going to pour all of it in, I'm just going to pour some of it in. That's pretty good right there. It'll be easier if I use one of these. Fill this up a couple of times. So here we go. Just pouring a couple of these in here. And then we're going to whisk this with my handy dandy little mini whisk. We're back in front of the Dutch oven. So now what we do, I'll take the whisk out as we pour all of the contents into the pot. And we need our whisk still. We're going to get this all whisked up. Get it all stirred in. That's pretty good, just like that. And we'd get the cover, just like that, and the towel. And this little beauty is going to spend another night in the oven. So I've got to turn the light bulb on again, once again, in the oven. I don't turn the oven on, I just turn the light bulb on. Just turn that on. So the temperature again of the light bulb will help keep the yogurt nice and warm without it getting too warm. How are you guys doing out there? A lot of steps, isn't there? But they're not hard steps. So now we'll get this all wrapped up like a Christmas present to tuck it into bed. Its bed is the oven for tonight. But you can see where the steps for phase 2 are quite similar to the yogurt starting phase 1. There it is. And the light bulb is on in the oven. So I'm going to put this in the oven. It's going to stay in there all night. And we're almost near the end. We're almost near the end, my friends. And I'll see you all in the morning. And we'll see how this goes. It'll be just fine. So I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. It is time to take the yogurt out of the oven. It's nice and warm. The light bulb does a really good job at keeping the yogurt at a very steady, moderate temperature throughout the whole night. And that's what we want, is just a stable temperature through the whole time that this has to be in the oven. We'll take this towel off here. Oopsie. Yes, there we go. Yes, look at that. You can see there's some liquid right there on the top, and that's okay. That's normal. We're going to be draining that off, but I want to show you the texture of that yogurt so you have a bit of an idea. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. That's what we want to see. Kind of chunky, but that's the way we want it. Just like that. So now I'm going to get my Tupperware bowl and strainer. I'm going to do the old switcheroo again, just like yesterday. It's the same pattern really as yesterday, except we're dealing with a lot more of the yogurt here than yesterday with the yogurt starter. Okay, let's just slide this over. There we go. And then all we do is put this inside. I think that liquid is called whey. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Ooh, that's pretty full. So we're just going to let that whey drain down into the bottom of that bowl. While I wait for the whey to drain down into the bowl, I got thinking about a nursery rhyme that I grew up with, and I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider and sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. Oh my, silly childhood memories, but fun. Very nostalgic, but very nice. I'm just going to gently stir this. Just stir it so some of that whey can get down into the bowl. It turned out really nice. It turned out really good. What do you guys think so far? So my next step is to put this yogurt back into the Dutch pot here, the Dutch oven pot. And then I have to put the yogurt in containers for Josh for his breakfasts in the morning. Here's what they look like side by side. And I'm going to discard this. I'm actually going to do some research to see if there's any way that this whey can be used, but not today. Today's not the day. So now I'm going to work with this here, this yogurt. We're back at the counter, and I have Joshua's breakfast containers here, and I have all the lids on the side. And over here, I'm going to reserve some of this yogurt that we just made. This will be used as yogurt starter. So yes, you can do a whole new batch of yogurt with the yogurt starter that we made today. So let's continue on, and we'll get this all ready for Joshua's breakfasts. So we're finished making Joshua's yogurt for him, and I keep them in this container here. And all Joshua does in the morning is he makes himself a coffee and he grabs a yogurt. So he's all set. And berries or fruit of any kind can be put in these containers upon your preference, or if you just want it plain, that's good too. And the yogurt that was left over in the Dutch oven pot, I just put in my Tupperware container here. I have about 3/4 of a cup of yogurt reserved in this container here. And what I'm going to use this for is to make a whole new batch of yogurt for Joshua. Once he's all finished these and finished up this, or close to being finished, then I'll start a whole new batch of yogurt for Joshua using this. And how I would make a whole new batch of yogurt is, like I had shown you the steps, I would take 8 cups of milk, pour it into my Dutch oven, heat it up to temperature to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, like those steps that I had shown you. And once it drops down to between 113 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit, I mix this in, like I had shown you. So it's very, very easy. And you can keep making batches of yogurt, you can probably get about 2 or 3 batches of yogurt. And then you want to start up with the lemons again. Well, my friends, that's how I make yogurt, and I'm so glad that you had asked me to show you how to make this. I don't mind at all, and if you have any questions, just leave some comments, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. Thank you so much for joining me these past days. It's been a pleasure being with you and spending this time with you, and if you like this vlog, please give me the YouTube thumbs up, or press that subscribe button, that would be great. And I have more vlogs coming up, so stay tuned, and I'll talk to you all soon. Talk to you soon, my friends. Bye. Happy yogurt making. Bye.